could get a replay. Don't mean to hold ya, but I wanna do over. Gas up the ship, shoot me a text and let me know when it is time. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. 1 star, would not recommend that we go far from here. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. Stop the world. A music podcast for the culture. Wild, wild thoughts.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode of Wild Thoughts. We are here in the rain, so it's giving me internet issues. Sorry about that, guys. We're gonna try to get through this quickly as possible because I feel like it's gonna be a struggle today. I feel like they messing with my anytime minutes. Remember back in the day when you ain't even running out of minutes? Your phone start acting up. They're like, you only got 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
But we're gonna hop right into it, man. Yesterday, President Trump, he did his State of the Union address. Mars, if you could, and after that, V-Ray, could y'all give me some of the highlights and the lowlights of the State of the Union?
Man, I only lasted 20 minutes.
It was that bad?
It was that bad. I started getting upset.
Oh,
I started yelling.
You got the text. So what was making you upset?
It's like the blatant lies that you're saying. Like, it's like you've been in office for like, what, a month? And you're talking about, you're the most popular president. Like, since George Washington, like, he literally was like bigging up himself.
Yeah.
He was like, yes, the economy was terrible. It was the worst economy that we had in the Biden era. Like, he didn't mention Obama. He was like, Biden was just terrible. I came in and I inherited such and such. I've turned it around since day one.
Which wasn't true, actually, too. That's the crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was straight up making stuff up, but it don't matter. His fan base don't care if he tell the truth.
Mm-mm.
I know he got into like tariff wars a little bit, telling people basically you might have an adjustment period. You might not be all right for a while. You know what I'm saying?
But the crazy thing about that is that they've been talking to some of his supporters, and they're like, okay, it's okay. If we got to go like 2-3 years, that's all right. He knows what he's doing. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Let's see how you feel about that when he also like touches your Medicare.
It's going to be an interesting next few years, man. The State of the Union, to me, this one was kind of embarrassing, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt a little embarrassing. Like, America really look like a joke right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, this is like some reality show. Like, the Democrats yelling out and walking out with T-shirts on saying resist and holding up signs saying he a liar, which I'm not mad at. I get it. Like, y'all, I guess y'all trying to do any way y'all can to try to protest or show that y'all against it. But I don't know, man. It felt whack to me. What about you, V-Ray?
Well, I'm only aware of the highlights of it because I actually didn't watch it last night. There was a Roland Martin a live stream on for the Black State of the Union, the State of Our Union, and so I was watching that. But in looking at the highlights that made headlines today, I saw just all kinds of dumb shit. But I mean, I wasn't inspired to watch it because I knew what it was going to be. We've already seen this whole presentation that is the State of the Union address. He's going to make all these overblown statements and lies, and the country has never seen in the history of this country. It ain't never been whatever the fuck it is, and that whole thing. So I was like, it's like a bad movie that I've already seen. I had no interest in sticking for a couple of hours worth of that shit. You know what I mean? that, and then the shit that he did say, and that he was like shouting out the Doge for this incredible job they're doing, and they're like screwing the pooch daily and backtracking on different shit. Excuse me. And the things that he omitted, like, really directly commenting about the economy and stuff like that, and the state of it as it is, the stock market, and the shit that is overt omissions of, and things that he really focuses on and tries to elevate that aren't necessarily true. It was like, I'm cool on that, man. Same song, different era.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was less than enthused to see it. I was planning to watch it, but when I saw the promo that Roland Martin was having, the YouTube live stream, I was just like, you know what? I'd rather hear it. If I'm gonna be lied to, you know what I mean.
I'll ask you, how was that? How was that union? How was the state of our union? How was that?
I mean, it was cool. Like, Roland Martin always has some insightful stuff to say, but he had, like, all the preachers and the rabble rousers and the wooden spoon and empty pan motherfuckers, like, talking about how, we got to do this, that, and the third, and we need unity and blah, blah, and all that stuff like that. So that was, also something that's been said before. But I really think that in these circumstances, just like when everybody got together, when Derek Chauvin killed old boy, and the blacks, they seem to unite for about 4 weeks and then dissipate back to the status quo kind of thing. So I kind of see that being expanded on a little bit, because I think people feel that what's happening around societally right now is putting the pressure on blacks to unify and circle the wagons. You know what I'm saying? We haven't even gotten to really them applying the rights that they've rolled back and stuff like that. When that actually comes into practice, it's going to be even worse than it is now. So I think people see the handwriting on the wall and may try to do more unification type, stuff like the boycott and shit like that to make a dent. Because the Democrats, I don't know if we can rely on the Democratic Party to, like, really drive home anything with teeth in it, because they're outnumbered in the House and Senate. Anyway.
Yeah, and let me ask y'all this. Do y'all feel like, because Trump is governing in such a wild way, do you think it'll ever go back to normal after this, even if it's a Democrat next? Or, like, you know what I'm saying? Because he's, like, literally just, like, all the stuff they say presidents can't do, presidents don't have the power to do, like, he's doing it without Congress. Like, just basically, like, the fact that Elon Musk got all this power and he's not an elected official, he's not even really an American citizen. Like, do you think it will ever go back to normal? Because now it's kind of been shown, like, the president really don't have to follow the rules, and there's nobody, who gonna check me, boo? You know what I'm saying?
I think it would take some planets aligning in the form of a 2-term Democratic president would have to follow, with at least one house, if not both. If they don't have the same setup in the House and Senate as the Republicans have right now, then it might be harder to turn that corner. But I think if there's a Democratic president that gets to lead for a couple of terms and kind of restore normalcy where it seems normal for a while, like right now we're getting 4-year increments of bedlam and sensible shit to target. So it's gonna take something. And I know what you mean, like the reins have been loosened a little bit for even Democrats to wild out a little bit. Yeah. But I think if a Democrat campaigns on the let's get back to normal kind of campaign, I think that would be a winning campaign. But once they got into office, in order to be reelected, they would have to work accordingly and not do all the executive orders and all that shit. I mean, get rid of these wild ass things that they're doing, like the Consumer Protection Bureau getting disbanded and shit like that. But I think that it can happen. It's just a bunch of things going to have to happen in a row. But I think the Republicans, now that they got AI and all this shit like that, it's going to be easier to slant elections, which I think was done to a certain extent this time around. But being able to control the all these things for 4 years out the gate, though, this time, not kind of like wander into it like they did the first Trump term, but like day one, they already doing all this crazy shit. It can happen is the short answer.
It's gonna be a painful 2 years.
Sheila, I think I know what you mean by it had to happen this way, but if you can, could you expand upon what you mean by it had to happen this way? Because like I said, I think I know what you mean, but I don't want to speculate without you saying exactly what you mean. Yeah, I think, I don't know, man, like him, like basically we are in a place of disarray where we're against all of our allies. The only person we're pleasing is like our worst enemy right now, you know, just from a socio diplomatic point of view of what America looks like right now. America beefing with Canada is insane. You know what I'm saying? America beefing with Canada and then beefing with the Mexican government and then trying to throw tariffs on them. And most of our imports and exports come from both those places. So we're like beefing with the places that can actually lightweight collapse a lot of our economy if he continues with these tariffs and if he continues with these tariff wars. And then I think it also weakens us as a superpower in regards to military, right? Because you got our southern border and our northern border don't rock with us. So that means if they want to let somebody get in, and somebody like, all right, we'll chum. If China's like, we'll chum up to Canada and be like, hey, let us come in through your northern border. That can happen. You know what I mean? Because we're not in a place where we even allies. So I think it's like those are the things that people don't think about. Where I'm like, this goes outside of the scope of just economics. Like this goes to economics, but this also goes to the strength
decision making.
Yeah, the strength of America as a nation. Sheila said, as much as I wanted Kamala, let me put the comment up. As much as I wanted Kamala to win, everything would have been crooked business as usual. He really is pointing out places where there is waste happening, but that's only so he can bring Doge in to get contracts efficiently. Well, I don't agree that, like, there's always crooked business, but I think the places that he's pointed out aren't the places where there's real corruption and real waste. Like, firing people who make like damn near minimum wage and firing people who will get paid hourly, that's not where the waste is. The waste is places like the Pentagon, where they said the Pentagon loses, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, look this up, but they said the Pentagon literally loses like $15 billion a year on every budget.
God damn.
You know, where they don't even have to account for. You know what I mean? So I think that's where the waste is. And I think, again, I'm going to do a longer video about this for Arc Republic, talk about how they're bringing in Doge in. Basically, if you look at what Elon Musk is doing, Doge has been going after planes, trains, and automobiles, going after the FAA, going after the trains, going after the automobile industry. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to bring in Doge where he's basically going to be in charge of all transportation in the nation. He's going to have a monopoly on all transportation, which is scary. As far as I get what you're saying, Sheila, but even as far as federal spending, the places that they're going to say that this is the wasteful, I don't even think those are the most wasteful parts. Shannon said that waste happens within government contracts, and also it's just like a lot of these places that Elon Musk is supposed to be investigating, he has contracts there too. Like He has contracts there, and so who's investigating him and what he's doing with the contracts? You understand what I'm saying?
And he's extending himself new contracts.
Right.
Yeah, like he ain't a citizen, exactly, Sheila. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so it's like, again, you got this unelected person who's like holding on the person. I'm doing something. Don't worry about it. He is been in charge of stuff, not elected, not a citizen, and enriching himself at the same time. So, you know, that's why I say we're in a place where it's making America look super weak, and he does look like he's the president. We are letting the immigrant run this country. Deport them.
but Trump is bought and paid for this time around because I think he was poised to be defeated in the election until the things that have happened with old boy taking over Twitter and being able to change the narrative
and using
from a
like
social
he
media
using influence on Twitter. Like he turned Twitter into a right wing commercial.
Exactly.
Like everything on Twitter, everything. She said, "I think these pink people gonna take them both out. They don't handle disenfranchisement like we do." Hey, that's true.
I completely agree, and I really think that's a thing. I was just talking to somebody about that earlier. That the people that feel betrayed in that sense are, they're gonna I think that and plus the fringe people that are already on the edge mentally anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's a probability.
Oh, I see it happening.
Huh?
Yeah.
I see it happening.
Yeah. I mean, what can I say?
Fingers crossed.
Even watching how they behave with Zelensky, it was like a Saturday Night Live
like a motherfucker right there.
Yeah, you didn't even say thank you. I'm like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
In the White House right now?
Like, why aren't you wearing a suit?
Yeah.
And the person from the Russian media was at the fucking White House in the Oval Office for the press conference and shit. It's like they're like some unnamed Russian reporter inadvertently got into the Oval Office and shit. It's like, really?
Yeah.
So
Sheila said, if you pay attention to the end of the confrontation with Zelensky, he said, "This is gonna make great TV." Like I'm telling you, like I felt like I was watching a cold opening for Saturday Night Live. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I was watching it. I was waiting for them to say live from New York. Like you're not even wearing a suit. You didn't even say thank you. Like I was like, is this real? Like, is this what we're supposed to be talking about in this? You know what I'm saying? And you could tell it felt like how you said for the Grand Prix, it felt like they set that up. Like they knew they was gonna do that. Like
exactly.
Like
that's why I think
when he come in, we gonna say this.
Yeah, and that's why I think Elon Musk was noticeably absent from that scenario. You know what I mean? To make it not be too over the top. But I don't know. That was so fucking like fifth grade kind of shit that they were coming at him with and shit, teaming up on him like the old school 3-way phone call where the homeboy, you know what I'm saying, is on the phone being quiet and shit until that opportune moment. It was, but you know what else that to me did was it just undermined the United States as a reliable ally for these other countries, and the response from the European Union the next day for everybody to they had that emergency meeting on Sunday and had all these the nations band together and to support the Ukraine and pledge money for the Ukraine and stuff like that. It's like everybody did that in response to the United States. So now the United States is the asshole country and shit versus the one that everybody would look to for some support or humanitarian effort and to help keep their countries in a democratic stance and shit like that. And now they're just like, you know what I'm saying? We're that person. It's just like Rob's backdrop. That's what what's his name, John? What's his name said on the Daily Show on Monday. He said it's like America was John Cena, The Rock was Putin, and what's the boy's name that got turned on?
Cody Rhodes.
Huh?
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, he was Zelensky. So America kicked old boy in the nuts at The Rock's behest and shit, and it was just like that on television. Have you seen that shit? Jon Stewart's monologue about comparing the wrestling to the what happened at the Oval Office.
Nah, I didn't see it, but I'm gonna check it out.
It's fucking hilarious, bro. And they have actual footage from the WWE during his monologue. Funny shit.
Yeah.
You know, Trump and the Republicans have been bought by Putin and Musk to destabilize the world for their personal gain. That's exactly what it is. It's a personal gain thing, and that's what makes it so fucking sad because these motherfuckers are rich already. You know what I mean? Like the richest dude in the world. Like, what else do you need?
What are we? What do you really need?
Right.
It's like you just playing, like you playing the whole world. Like you got a whole simulator now. Like it's shit
Right.
is crazy. But you're fucking with people, like people's
Yeah,
lives.
people's
You don't
lives.
care.
Exactly. That's why what Sheila said has such weight to it and shit. Because you know these aren't game pieces on a monopoly board. You know these are people's lives, and it's far reaching. What they're doing is hitting everybody, even the ones who voted against their interests, thinking they were going to teach those lazy blacks a lesson or whatever the mentality was and shit, and like the DEI misinformation, thinking that blacks benefited most from it and shit like that. People voted for that shit. Now they're in a jackpot situation, and like she said, they don't take disenfranchisement very well.
No.
Yep, Musk bought a country for $49 million he put in, and controls the 30% of the narrative for the country with his social media platform. So
That's crazy.
yeah, with that and the protests that you see that Trump signed an executive order to disallow protests on
but that
college
goes
campuses and shit.
but that goes against the Bill of Rights. Is it Bill of Rights? Bill of Rights.
It does, but I'm just saying that it's this big grab to control the narrative. I mean, he has Truth Social. Old boy has X, and if they can do away with public protests and shit like that, and anybody pretty much who speaks out against them, you know, it's really like Russia or China. You can't find that kind of shit on TV a lot of times, or like publicly broadcast. Is like pirate radio and shit in those countries that like will get on the air and say Putin sucks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or a motherfucker accidentally fall on a knife 33 times and shit.
Right.
Well, I'm surprised somebody ain't shot at Jasmine Crockett yet. You should be talking bad shit. Whose side of the Civil War will black folks be on? Do we create our own side? Shit, honestly, Jim, I think we are our own side, whether we want to be or not. You know what I'm saying? Well, the Mexicans, you know what I'm saying, are a target as well, but the blacks been a target.
I say we might
not. We don't have to choose a side. We are a side. We're inadvertently a side.
Yeah, I say we mind our own business and let them duke it out.
Well, yeah, but ultimately they coming for black people anyway, because the shit that they're doing now they think are swipes at black people. They just accidentally fuck up somebody else's shit with the Bill of Rights and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? If it was blacks only, that would be just fine, because that's what the intent is anyway, to roll back those voting rights and red line rights and shit like that. Those are all issues that black people bled for.
Yeah.
So
I hope that answers your question. What do you think, Jim? What side you think black folks will be on, Jim? I don't know. It's like we're in a very interesting time, man. I don't think in my lifetime I've seen the country being handled this way and in this manner. Like I said, literally beefing with all our allies. I think pulling out of NATO.
The World Health Organization.
Yeah, the World Health Organization pulling, starting tariff wars with our biggest allies. And I keep, because I've been explaining this to people. I'm like, tariff wars don't work the way y'all think it works. And I don't think Trump even really knows how tariffs work, right? Because the way he talks about it, he think he's punking them into doing something. But what happens is, and just for the people in the back who might not know, because I've seen some people been like, yeah, we taking America back and da-da-da. I'm like, no, he's about to mess up our economy. Because what happens is, with tariff wars, when you put a tariff on something coming into the country, guys, the country that you put the tariff on does not pay the tariff. The country that has been imported to. So, say for example, V Ray has a store, and he imports his Jerry curl wigs from Canada. They put a 20% tariff on the wigs coming from Canada. V Ray has to pay the tariff for it to get in. And in order for V Ray to now make his profit margin, he has to raise the prices on everything he imports to be able to sell at a profit. So what happens is the tariffs end up coming to the consumer. It ends up coming to us. We end up having to pay for the tariffs. Just a quick FYI, because I think some people don't really understand how tariffs work.
Right. And if anyone says, well, I'll just go buy the substitute, well, me as an owner, if I see that the price of my competitors is at $10, I'm going to raise them suckers close to that so I can make that money.
Well, yeah, because this sets the stage. This literally sets the stage for more price gouging.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it sets the stage for just like everybody to literally price gouge. He doesn't think he's punking them the point to trigger major inflation so that there's no more middle class. I mean, shit, we down there already. Like,
I don't think he's smart enough to even know that he's to do that. I just think he's dumb fuck.
He has bottomless ignorance, but I don't think he's stupid in the ways that are getting attributed to him at this point. It's hard to fuck up at that level just from being dumb. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's
around and find out mentality or not. I'm sure that there's something on the back burner that is not in the forefront that is taking place while motherfuckers concentrate on, you know, putting out this tariff fire and shit. Best believe that there's some other underhanded shit like trying to get legislation passed for him to be able to stay another term or be president, change the policy to presidents can be president for life or some other shit that ain't being talked about. That would, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's gonna get to there because I think things are gonna take a drastic turn where there's going to be a rumbling against him. Even like, you know, this is the other thing I wanted to mention as far as his judgment. He was saying all this stuff about sending, you know, deporting and flying the immigrants, illegal aliens, back to their country. They've suspended that because he didn't realize how much money it cost to fly the motherfuckers out. So all those flights have not been suspended. They're no longer flying, folks. They're just right there.
Well, as soon as Musk take over all the transportation and shit, nigga, they gonna start. He gonna come up with a flat rate for them shits and line his pockets with that money, and they'll be doing it again. But I mean, I get it. There's a point to that, but I just think that like as far as tariffs and shit like that go, and as much as it's been talked about before it was actually enacted, I don't think that he's going into that completely blind and shit like that. I mean, he may just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway kind of shit, but it's not, I doubt that he's uneducated. Just like motherfuckers was telling him that the election was not rigged. They weren't finding evidence of election fraud and shit like that. He had the information, whether he listened to it or not, maybe a whole different thing, but I know that they do smoke and mirrors kind of shit, like jingling the fucking keys for a baby to like, let's see what's in front of their face while you're doing some other shit in the background. And that's one of his some of his stock in trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jim said the Republicans are smart enough to know everything on how tariffs works. They just know the American people are dumb enough to fall for the lie.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And like on top of that, now they're doing away with the Department of Education. So there's going to be another round of dumb motherfuckers falling for anything, you know what I'm saying, in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which will get him nervous enough? Do you think it'll be the revolt of tariffs? Do you think it'll be the veterans revolt of what's going on there? Do you think it will be the senior citizens revolting because of the Medicare?
I think it'll be a little bit
I,
of all of it because there's so many different strains of citizens are impacted by, I mean, deeply impacted by the shit that's going on. I mean, the
Mhm.
veterans just on GP alone for people that fought for the country, it's an insult to what's happening to them. You know, farmers are getting fucked big time. You know what I'm saying? Social Security is about to blow up. And so I think it could come from all those different streams. Um,
I
of
think I
pushback.
think I think it'll come from all those different things, but I also think what's going to happen is he's going to force some people's hand to form an alliance that has never been formed, and that alliance is going to be bad for America.
He's already doing it. Shit.
Like
Yeah, look at
that's what I kind of see happening, right? Like he's going to make some countries that probably never would have got together. They're probably going to get together against us, and that's going to be an issue. And we're going to be weak because some of our biggest allies ain't rocking with us right now.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. For always trying to push agendas from the they need us standpoint, and it's like in some of those instances we need their support just as badly, not economically necessarily, but you know what I'm saying, intelligence wise and proximity to another country that's hostile to the United States, where you know we had some countries that we had agreements with that are buffers between us, like Canada, like you said, Canada and Mexico
Mhm.
is an example. But I mean, like abroad, when people stop giving a fuck and shit. Hey, watch out, man! Keep the light on because we watching them for America. Motherfuckers will be like, "Nigga, fuck America, man," and
Yeah,
that's the vulnerability that's going to take
Yep.
place.
exactly. And to Sheila's point earlier when she was talking about them Doge supposedly finding corruption for federal spending, you know who has been the biggest recipient of being fired from the federal cuts? It's
Cool.
been the veterans. I think they said like so far 55,000 veterans have lost jobs because of Doge's cuts.
Mhm.
Damn.
Yeah.
So now we got at least 55,000 angry veterans, many probably with PTSD out there trying to
If we
figure
lucky.
out.
That's insane. Why would you
Think
want to
about
fuck
that.
with a veteran anyway? Period. Nigga,
Yeah.
you fucking with a vet. Man, please.
And the
Yeah,
medical research, they're defunding some of the cancer
yeah.
research
Sir,
that's going on. So I
I
and
mean,
mean,
then
that's why I thought it was a joke that I thought. So I thought it was a joke at the State of the Union. He had like this little kid, and he gave him this, made him honorary Secret Service. A little kid with cancer. I'm like, did you tell that nigga you couldn't the cancer
yeah,
research? Right
yeah,
now?
had a full remission for 6 months or so, and then he's gonna have cancer again.
Yeah,
Fucking terrible.
now, did you hear the threat that he made to Hamas?
no.
What about the hostages?
Yeah,
That was a while back, though, right?
no,
A
but
couple of weeks ago.
something he said to either yesterday or today. He made a threat to them, and I was like, "Why the fuck are you doing this shit?"
But he be doing that for the gram. I'm telling you, because like Hamas listens to this nigga. Like, hey man, you better get off that phone. Trump said y'all better not be on the phone past 10. Nigga, fuck that nigga. Like he don't have the weight that he seems to convince that he has. He don't have those ripples overseas.
Hmm.
So it's just for television. Half the shit that he's saying. Yeah,
Well,
what was it specifically he said about Hamas?
I can't remember what. I have to look it up and see what it is, but I know he said something. The other thing that to me was very concerning was that 5 million gold card, or
Oh
that
yeah, the
five
citizenship.
the gold the 5 million gold card that makes you a citizen. Which I was thinking to myself, so basically, you're saying to be an American citizen, it's $5 million. So what's stopping a terrorist group to say, "Hey, we're gonna hold hostage these Americans, and since they're worth 5 million, you got to give us X amount of money."
Who would with 5 million to spare would even I'd be suspicious of anybody that was willing to pay $5 million to get
Right.
access to the United States to begin with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
nigga, why you need it so bad? And if you got $5 million to spare, where you still rich in spite of that $5 million you pay to be a citizen, it's like, watch that nigga right there, because he like paid $5 million to get in this $1.99 ass country and shit. So there's some other motives at play. It could be, if somebody's willing to even do that. But it's just dumb shit, man. I think he just says for TV. Like, I don't know, all this shit, Bitcoin shit. You know what I'm saying? His wife got this new Take It Down initiative that she's trying to get pushed through Congress. Nigga, they don't mean that shit is just fluff. It don't. And if he does mean it, he's dumb as shit to even say some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
In my precious opinion, of course, my views do not represent wild thoughts.
His views are the views of his own.
Right.
Yeah. So basically,
I'm waiting for that to scroll across the feed at the bottom of shit. He's
So
an
basically-
independent thinker.
yeah. So what he did was he told the Hamas to release all the hostages, or they'll be facing death to all the leaders.
Yeah, I mean, he said that's what he said a few weeks ago when it was culminating to a point where the peace deal with Israel was going to fall apart because Hamas was not going to release the number that they had agreed to or something like that. And he was saying that shit then. You better release them by Saturday or else. Like,
Man,
shut up. You know,
I don't know about y'all, but I'm not pushing the boundaries of people that actually behead people.
You have no authority from fucking, 7,500 miles away or however far we are from them and shit like that. You can do drone strikes and shit like that, yes, but you know what I'm saying, that shit's been done before, and Hamas still exists. So it's like that kind of shit don't really carry no weight. And he's the king of bluster, so if he's saying anything, people are going to take it with a grain of salt anyway. I would.
It just take one motherfucker. It just take one motherfucker.
That's true.
With PTSD.
Untreated trauma.
Mm-hmm. And an open carry state.
Not that we suggesting,
I'm just saying different variables. I'm just throwing some bullet points out. Oh, did I say bullets? Never mind. But you know what I'm saying. I think you're right. It just takes you only need one mic. It's just a shame, man. I think that at the heart of everything that I'm saying and that I feel that I'm witnessing is just the credibility of the country is being dismantled. You know what I'm saying? Internally, yeah, the economy and the press trust and the judicial system and the FBI and all this shit that looks like it's getting torn down in credibility inside the country, but externally, I think it's a lot of damage being done that we don't even see the ripples from yet. And this is only 2 months in.
Oh, then it's not 55; it's 80,000. I'm looking at the story.
I'll get a T-shirt with that shit on
it.
Yeah, 80,000.
80,000 vets.
Put my cell number on there and shit, so niggas can text me mean shit. I'll read mean tweets next week, like Jimmy Kimmel and shit. Bernie, you're an asshole. Stay off the fucking show. All good. Every show has to have an asshole.
Right.
No, for real. It won't be good. It won't be good.
But do you realize we're just
don't fucking agree, man. What the fuck are you talking about, Rex? You ain't even saying nothing the whole show and shit.
Because I'm talking in the game. I'm talking in the game, man. That's all.
That nigga hides a motherfucker over here and shit, bro.
Goddamn right, boy. Hey, shit. It's only gonna go up from here.
He said, "How else you gonna survive all this?"
Nigga, politics, some crazy shit, nigga. Motherfucking politics, nigga.
Motherfucking politics.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll just keep an eye on what's going on. But like I say, every show too, my black people, keep y'all mental health in order. I'll be right back in a second.
Oh,
yeah.
So, Rob, were there ripples with Angie Stone's death on the East Coast?
Yeah, people are caught off guard. Yeah. And I think what makes it even worse is that she was actually on her way to a performance.
Yes.
I think she was on her way from a performance, man.
No, she was on her way. They announced it while she was on when it happened, actually. And the whole crowd was just like, whoa. Like, if they were sitting there, they was all hanging around chilling. And nigga, bro. It was just crazy. Okay. They was just like, sorry to say. And then they announced that she tragically passed and on our way there. And everybody was just like, whoa, like it just took everybody by storm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's sad. Sad as fuck.
It's a loss either way, though, man. It's a tough one.
Yeah. That's crazy. The lady that's coming to sing for y'all tragically passed away. That's crazy. That's some scary stuff. That's scary as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Angie and her family, man. Wild Bunch had the pleasure of being the band for her 2 times. We had the pleasure of playing for her twice, man. So it's crazy when you work with somebody in that capacity and then they just gone. But it's a huge loss musically, like V-Ray said. It's a huge loss musically, but she has some jams. Great performer, great artist. And she one of them artists who made it in the time where they weren't signing artists that particularly look like her or sound like her. And she was able to cut through and make some records and make history with some of those records. I think that Black Brother record gonna be played forever. Like that be played forever. And then I Wish I Didn't Miss You Anymore. I think that record is gonna, go like she got a lot of classic records that's gonna go on, forever. Very long time, man, and her legacy, her legacy is in concrete. And we're sad about her. And I just before we got on air, I found out Roy Ayers passed away at 80 years old.
Man.
Wait, what?
Yeah, yeah, and he gave us many jams, but he gave Mary J her sample for My Life, which is probably his biggest record, In the Sunshine. One of the most used records in movies, television, sample, you know what I mean?
That shit is gonna be everywhere now. What?
Again, like I said, a record that lived forever. I was watching Straight Outta Compton. If y'all remember,
Compton, yep, it's in the beginning of the movie.
Dre was laying on, when he was laying down listening to records. That's the record he was listening to was Roy Ayers. And again, like I said, I feel like when Mary J sampled it, it gave that record a whole new life. And I think he was literally touring up until he passed. Like he was still touring, still doing shows. I saw he was doing a show. I want to say maybe like 2 weeks ago. I saw that he was doing a show. So man, prayers up and shouts out to Roy Ayers and his family. And last and definitely not least, and this is who we wanted to do the Pass the Aux for, which ended up this Pass the Aux is dedicated to all of them. Roberta Flack. We lost Roberta Flack, a beast of a musician, a beast of a vocalist, a beast of a singer. So many people have remade her songs. So many people have, sampled her music. I found out recently, shout out to Artemis Gordon on Instagram. There was a version of Al Green's Let's Stay Together that she remade.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. And her remake is cold-blooded. Like, it don't sound nothing like Al's. Totally different vibe. And it's cold. Different changes even. I'm like, how do you do Al Green Let's Stay Together without those classic changes and don't mess it up? You know what I mean? Because that's one of them. You be like, oh, you don't touch Al Green, but she touched it, bro, and it was dope. And if you listen to Carl Thomas, "Come to Me," he sampled the version of "Let's Stay Together" for his song "Come to Me," and I was like, oh, that's super crazy, and it's dope how she flipped it. So if y'all get a chance, listen to Carl Thomas "Come to Me," and then listen to Roberta Flack's version of "Let's Stay Together," and you hear where the sample came from. But you also will get you a nice treat of how she rearranged that record and how she did it. And then, of course, you know, we had "Killing Me Softly," which is one of them records that's gonna go forever. That's one of the records that's going to go forever. Even with Lauren, you know, remaking the record. It's just one of them records, you know, culturally, Roberta Flack meant a lot to the culture. You know what I mean? She meant a lot to the culture. Do y'all remember any other of her records that were big? That
The Closer I Get with Donny Hathaway.
The Closer I Get to You with Donny Hathaway. Yep. This is for them 80s babies. Tonight I Celebrate My Love with Peebo Bryson.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then, of course, how could we forget Feel Like Making Love, which was a jam.
And what's the one? Because D'Angelo redid that and killed it. But also the First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, the one I think was in a James Bond movie.
Yep, First Time I Ever Saw Your Face.
I think it won an Oscar or Grammy or whatever was.
Oh, how we forget Where's the Love?
Yeah, Where's the Love?
Where's the Love with Donnie? And for all we know, with Donnie, her and Donnie had some smashes. Pa said, "You Got a Friend."
And what was I gonna say? The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, and I think Killing Me Softly were the first time the same artist won Record of the Year 2 years in a row, and shit was Dionne. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that, but I saw it on some show. They were talking, you know, kind of summarizing her credits and stuff, and that was one of them.
Yeah, man. Like I like, you know, losing Roberta, Roy, and Angie. That's a big musical loss.
Yeah, it is, man.
Yeah, we talked about Chris Jasper last week. Yeah, we lost Chris Jasper. We talked about that too. But yeah, man, it's just like we losing a lot of legends, and I feel like we ain't replacing them. That's the scary part.
It is.
Like we losing a lot of musical legends, and I don't feel like it's nobody coming up that you feel like, oh, they're gonna take the mantle and it's gonna be all good later on. Like
right. Like, yeah. So I mean, a thought provoking comment is like 40 years from now, or however long ago it was when their records were hot. Who do you see that's out now that 40 years from now is, you know, if they pass away, people are gonna be like, oh man, and reminiscing on, you know, the hits that they had. Or are there
unfortunately Drake's stupid ass? But yeah, I mean, he's gonna be one of them. Unfortunately.
Yeah, Drake, probably Kendrick too. But I mean, like R&B and like, you know what I'm saying, people that contributed to the culture.
What's that little nigga name? What's that little nigga name?
Jacquees.
Yeah. Man, somebody gonna bring that nigga up. Watch. Somebody gonna be like, oh yeah, you remember Jacquees? Yeah. Somebody gonna bring that nigga up.
No.
What? Somebody gonna bring that nigga. There's people out there that really like him, cuz I'm serious.
I mean, but that's not the same as talking about.
I know.
You listen to the name you're talking about, Lil Red.
I know that, but I'm saying there's somebody that's really there's some fan base niggas that's out there retro food for that. I don't care. I'm just being honest.
He'll be one of them. Jacquees died on.
Jacquees.
Remember
like
that
Chris
Brown?
They gonna say Jacquees, Chris Brown. You know, motherfuckers like that. That's what they
So the good point, there are some.
You want to
I'm just, you know, like legends and shit like that, like a Michael Jackson caliber.
Oh, okay. No, we talking legends. I thought y'all was talking about singers just in general.
Well, I was, but I guess, I mean, like the people that we're talking about are being lost are, I mean, they're more legendary type, like Roy
legendary.
Ayers, legendary.
Okay, so
Jazz Cat, Dionne Warwick, yes, Chris Jasper. To an extent, I mean, more so as a member of the Isley Brothers, but you know what I'm saying? Their run was bananas. They were still touring and shit.
I'm gonna add Doshi to the mix.
Who?
Doshi.
Yeah, if she continues her run,
Yeah, like it's very
Y'all,
early, but
y'all think they're gonna bring up Nicki
her
Minaj?
songs look really good. Like her trajectory looks really good.
Yeah, and she has that star power kind of thing that I'm referring to.
Yeah, she got that superstar quality before she's even a superstar. You can already see. You can see
Yeah.
like she's gonna be big for a long time, and she's gonna make the right moves. She's gonna be on the right records. She got a really smart team too, because like it's like
Man,
she went from like doing kind of local stuff to you seeing her like with Katy Perry, and then doing like
Mhm.
Fashion Week and the
Her social
Oscars,
Her
media
and
shit.
fashion is crazy. Her
yeah,
fashion game go crazy.
man, I would say this. In my opinion, in 20 years, she'll be as big as Beyonce. And I'll also add on, and you know it's coming. The song that she does with Kendrick, it's just set radio fire.
Yeah.
You know a collab is coming at some point.
yeah, for
Could
sure.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could be. Excuse me.
yeah. Oh, and in March 27th, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever wanted the chance for Wild Bunch to be your backing band, we are doing live band karaoke. March 27th, I'll be sending out the information. Y'all want to come sing a song with Wild Bunch playing it along with you. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to have food. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have music. We're going to have line dancing, just a grown and sexy spot. We need, I know people be looking for a grown and sexy vibe and a grown and sexy spot. So if this one pops off, we're gonna try to do it once a month, but we need y'all. We need our people to come out. We need y'all support. This is something we doing, something we throwing ourselves. We promoting it ourselves. We pushing this ourselves. So we need our folks to come, show up and show out. Pick your songs. We're gonna have a book ready and let everybody know all the songs you can pick, so y'all can start practicing and all that good stuff. That's what's coming up for Wild Bunch. We will be doing a live band karaoke. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a blast. March 27th. I'm gonna put the flyers on my pages, but if my algorithm don't show up for y'all, hit me on the inbox and I will send you the flyer personally. I will personally send you guys a flyer if y'all want to come out and hang and have a good time for us. Before we get out of here, is there anything y'all wanted to talk about? Any quickies? Anything y'all wanted to drop? Discuss?
Not me. I would make a suggestion to have a limit of no more than 5 Not Like Us performances. Karaoke night and shit.
Like we might have to do it, not like a super group, like 2 groups of 5. Get up.
Like a pop-up, like Kendrick's pop-up and shit. Have like 90 niggas on stage.
Because a lot of people don't want to do that record.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe it was actually a Kendrick Drake joke at the Oscars.
Who said
He
really?
set the strays everywhere. Yeah, I think Conan O'Brien. It was a cold joke too. I was like, damn. Conan O'Brien was like, we're at the halfway point of the Oscars, and this is the point in which Kendrick has come out and called Drake a pedophile.
I'm lawyered up.
He said, I don't care, I'm lawyered up. I was like, God, like that's cold. Did any of y'all watch the boxing match?
Yeah, I watched it.
With Javante Davis.
Yeah, anybody watch Javante Davis?
Yeah.
What y'all think about the boxing match? What y'all think,
Man,
man?
hey, that boy got
Grease
check it
got
out.
his eyes.
No, that boy got his ass whooped. He seen how hard that boy can hit, and he said, "Oh shit!" and rethought everything. He said,
Well,
fix himself. He sat down. You seen how he took that knee? That boy said, shit."
nigga
He
said
hit
his
hard.
jerk curls just got in his eyes and shit.
Ain't no boy, please just take that L. Everybody.
Hey,
take
let me
L's,
tell you how
man.
crazy social media is, though. His hairdresser came out and she was like, I did that nigga hair on Saturday.
There wasn't no grease in sight.
He like, it wasn't no grease. I think I did his hair on Thursday before he.
Death threats and shit.
Yeah, she
It's
like he
Saturday.
trained. If he trained 3 or 4 days before he even got, she like it wasn't nothing in his hair to get out. She's like, don't be putting that on me.
Nah,
I think dude just had his number. His defense was on point for like how Tank goes to the body a lot and shit like that. He had a good body shot defense, and his punching accuracy. You know, he budgeted his punches, so a lot of his shit was landing. You know what I'm saying? And I think he got Tank more than Tank has been hit before and hard, like Rex said. But it's sometimes the certain fighters when they match up, like Tarver and Roy Jones, and Tarver knocked him out twice, and Roy Jones was knocking everybody else out. Sometimes you run across a boxer that just has your number, and no matter what, you can be the baddest dude around, but that one person has that style that outfoxes your style, and I think that's what happened to old boy. He should have lost that fight.
Just
That
take
knee
that
should have been
L,
the
bro.
difference in the points.
Yes, that should have took him all the way out. I don't even know why they let that shit pass. Why?
I don't know what the ref was even thinking. Yeah, like you saw the shit, and it's like you just
That nigga said,
ignored it and
poof.
let the fight
He
continue.
said, dropped down and went away. You tried to gather yourself. I'm like, yeah, that nigga hurt. Look at him. Any man, look,
It's like
hey,
some other time he's like, time out, wait a minute,
yeah,
wait a
like
minute.
tell
It's
him,
like,
wait a
man,
minute. Like, what are
you
you
can't do that
telling
in
him,
the
wait a
middle of
minute
a fight.
for? No, you can't do that in a fight, nigga. You know you about to get your ass whooped. Just take the L, niggas. Okay.
Yeah. So that was my thoughts on it.
And do you feel like you feel like that fight brought a little excitement back to the boxing game?
Well, I think it definitely made a hunger for a rematch, which I think would be better. I think it's going to take a little more than that to bring fights back. Like right now, I don't even really see fights being ballyhooed ahead of the fight date like they used to be. Like you used to know
Yeah.
when big
Yeah.
consequential fights were coming up, and you don't really see that part anymore. Plus, I think the heavyweight class has basically kind of undermined other classes because you see these big sloppy ass fighters out there and shit in the heavyweight class these days, and it's like there's no skill to it. It's just heavy-handed big niggas like trying to land a haymaker on each other for real. It's not like
Oh yeah.
the sweet science is gone. Now the lower weight classes, yeah, like the middleweights. I would love to see who's that's trying to get the fight with the what's old boy, the red haired dude from Mexico,
Canelo?
Canelo. Yeah. So who is it trying to get him? Is that Terrence Crawford trying to fight Canelo? I
I'm not
forgot.
sure.
Somebody's going to go up 2 weight classes or so to get to Canelo's weight class to fight him, and stuff like that would be interesting if they put the hype around it and stuff. Because the lower weight classes they got some hands, but you know what I'm saying. It's going to. I think if they consistently have fights all of 2025, then is it Crawford, Jim?
Yeah, Jim said it's Crawford.
Yeah. So I think if they consistently do like how the UFC is like doing a bunch of big fights back to back and shit like that, it could rekindle that. But right now, they're too few and far between. Yeah, Crawford versus Canelo. Didn't they sign that and then they canceled it like a couple of days later or something? Like it's one of those public teasers right now. But I would love to see that.
Yeah. and you know what like you said, what always makes boxing super excited is a really good heavyweight.
Yeah.
And that's what we haven't had in a long time. Like, I know ain't nobody else gonna be Mike Tyson, but somebody in that air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like somebody who kind of like is whooping people. You know what I mean? Like that's what all, like you said, that's what always brings boxing back to the forefront for all weight classes is a really good heavyweight. I mean, because we ain't even had like a Sugar Ray and Hearns. Because remember that era where you had Sugar Ray, Hearns, and all of them in that weight class fighting all the time. Like them boys used to be. We haven't had that in a long time either.
And everybody had a skill set too. It wasn't like, one elite fighter and then a bunch of layman type, journeyman type fighters and shit like that. Everybody, had skills and stuff. So it was interesting.
Sugar Ray, Hearns, Hagler, Duran, like they was all fighting, and they all would have like trilogy fights amongst the 4 of them. So it was always like a good fight going on throughout the year, or at least one coming up. You know what I mean? And I don't think we've had that in a while, like that kind of fight that can get that kind of hype and that kind of juice to it.
And even in Tyson's,
I know they're trying to do it with your boy. What's his name? The big one who was fighting for a while, but then he got found out real quick that he couldn't really box. He just had like a knockout punch. The black dude.
Heavyweight?
Yeah, heavyweight. He got knocked out by Tyson Fury.
Wilder?
Oh yeah,
Delonte Wilder.
The one that was not Aaron. Oh
Aaron
yeah,
Pryor?
Aaron Pryor back in that day too. But you talking about
Deontay Wilder.
Deontay
Deontay
Wilder?
Wilder?
Yeah, he got a
Yeah,
glass
like
jaw.
I
He
thought he
had
was
some
gonna be
power
that.
though.
Yeah, but he just don't know how to box. He's like when you talk about the sweet science, he don't know how to box. Like
No,
he can fight, he can't box.
yeah, he looked good against the opponents that he had, but if he had skillful fighters in there, it would have been an early night. But the glass jaw was
Yeah,
like,
he when
you
it
know what I'm
came.
saying, you can
Yeah, when it,
accidentally get knocked out with a glass jaw, and he couldn't take it. And then Tyson Fury was
yeah.
the damn champ, looking like a damn, ice cream truck driver and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't work out at all, or anything. He don't look nothing like a champion.
Right.
And he's the belt
Right.
holder. So
Right.
it's a whole different kind of. They cut from a different cloth these days, man.
I hope there's a boxer out there working out in the gym right now that's gonna come bring it all back, man. I'm hoping to see boxing get exciting again, man.
There probably is, but trying to get into the game when people be ducking those fighters that really are bringing it now. The fight game is more like that. It's like basketball and football where it's like people choose fights as business decisions. They don't like do it for like the bragging rights and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like I want to fight anybody that's good, and it's like you said, they make strategic choices of who they're gonna pick and choose to fight. And I think some of that came from the Oscar De La Hoya era, the Manny Pacquiao era, the what's his name, Money Mayweather era, where they was like not fighting people at their height when they both was at their prime and stuff like that. And I hate that. I hate that the business of boxing has gotten to that place. Jim said Tyson Fury was Jokic that couldn't hoop. That is hella hilarious. Oh, before we get out of here too, I know you don't really like LeBron Mars, but yesterday he scored his 50,000th point. And moving forward, every point he scores is going to be the new record, right?
Man, fuck that nigga. That nigga put how many All Stars? Shit. I mean, I could score points if I had like a team of All Stars. Like, who you double teaming? No one. It's one-on-one basketball. Man, stop that. Talk about Luka Magic.
Well, wait, before we get there though, Stephen A. Smith said he feels like now the GOAT debate is over. LeBron has surpassed Jordan.
Oh, hell no.
I just wanted to ask y'all if y'all agree with that.
No, because he's trying
to
be on the payroll. Stop it.
No, nigga. Now you LeBron glazing. No,
Yeah,
brother.
I stopped watching First Take a long time ago. Because what has happened is that for some strange reason, sports debate has gotten into this cycle of let me say the stuff that's going to get people riled up so that they tune in just to see me argue or someone argue.
But let me ask you this, Mars. Does not only his stats but also his longevity has that?
Let me. I know exactly. Okay, I'll let you finish.
Has that moved him up on your ghost list at all?
What is the purpose of playing sports?
To win.
Okay, to win. Has he won more than Jordan?
No.
Okay, debate's over.
Okay, but that's not what I asked you. Actually, has he? If he's in your top 5, has he moved up in your top 5?
He's not even in my top 5.
Oh, come on, man. Even if you don't like the dude, he's not in your top 5.
No, he's not.
Top 5? All right, let me hear your top 5.
Jordan.
Okay.
Kobe.
Okay.
Magic.
Okay.
Shaq. And I either say Timmy or Curry.
Now that would be a cool top 5.
That's a cool top 5 and stuff like that
for another show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would. But all right, okay. So
how are you gonna
think Shaq ball harder than LeBron?
Huh?
I don't. I wouldn't have like so. That's I could understand you even having Curry there because Curry actually beat him in the final. So I can, but Shaq. And as good as Shaq was, I feel like Shaq underachieved. That's why he
No,
was never my
right.
top.
He did underachieve, but for what he did, the motherfucker was dominant. And I
Exactly. Hold on. What? Like, hold on. So y'all feel like Shaq was being lazy?
yeah,
Hell yeah. Shaq admitted he was being lazy.
yeah.
That ain't no
I,
secret.
I I understand that, but he was the dominant big in the
Right.
league.
He
He
was
was
he was
dominant, but
he
he
was
should have won more.
he was
Of
Shaq
course,
should have
right.
he
had at
said
least
he
seven
said that
chips.
himself. But I mean,
He was a dominant big that relied upon force. He didn't necessarily work on the footwork. He never developed a free throw. He never had a mid game. He only basically bullied his way to the rim. Can you imagine Shaq with a baby hook?
that's scary.
Again, that's why I say Shaq was a little lazy. Jim said Curry beat LeBron when LeBron had an injured roster, and when he got Kevin Durant and had a better roster. Context matters. Yeah, but there was a couple. There were two of those finals that I felt like was even, and LeBron lost. So, in the context of those back and forth, again, and to me, like in context, even of the back and forth, if you feel like he was the GOAT, I feel like he would have won more of those battles because he had a stacked team. Not the first year, not when Dellavedova was his starter, but those other 3 years, he still had Kevin Love and Kyrie. You know, you got Kevin Love and Kyrie, especially at that time.
Yeah, he
Uh,
wasn't taking last shots either. So let's stop that.
Shaq is even better than Moses Malone. I agree with that. I agree with that. Like I would replace Shaq with LeBron in your top five, just only because of well, one, like you said, winning matters. You know what I mean? And I think his stats and longevity put him above Shaq. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He
but
said
if
none of those finals were even. Durant at the time was good as LeBron in those finals. He didn't have Kyrie in that last finals loss. I disagree. I think there were Jordan has lost more than LeBron, not finals. I like people like to say that Jordan has lost more than LeBron. Like, yeah, but I'm talking about when it comes to championships because I think that context matters, right? Like when it comes to like winning championships, not just losing in
and,
the play.
and when you look and it's like I don't really want to get into this Jordan LeBron debate and whatnot, but until LeBron wins an MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year in the same year, more than twice, exceeding Jordan, please don't come to me with stats.
Well, for me, like I said, for me, Jordan is my number one. We too often eliminate the years Jordan uh never made it. If it's all about finals, Russell won more and more than them combined. He did, but I don't think
Right,
anybody.
but Russell never had the impact on the game that Jordan has, and
Yeah,
Jordan
like
still has an impact on the game
yeah,
today.
I agree. Yeah,
Today.
I think that matters. Like the impact you have. Like I don't think there has been any other player singularly who has had more impact on the game than Jordan. Now, as a duo, I think you could say Larry Bird and Magic Johnson are close because
Hmm.
they saved the league. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't think there's one single person. Jordan's defensive MVP year was false. They did the research and nah, bro, I ain't rolling
Uh,
with that. I ain't rolling with that.
well, let's ignore the
Yeah, yeah.
LeBron
But
stand.
all right. So for me, LeBron, because I had my top five is Jordan, and this is my personal top five, so don't argue with me because I ain't changing it. It's Jordan, it's Kobe. Now LeBron is my number three. So Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
You ain't a Laker fan.
Huh?
I said you ain't a Laker fan.
I guess not. Jordan, Kobe,
You
LeBron,
got you got LeBron over Magic,
Magic,
over Kareem.
and then no, actually, no, you're right. So Kobe, No, Jordan, Kobe, Kareem,
Hmm.
LeBron, and Magic.
Wow, you really got him over Magic.
I do. I do. Like I said, because to me, the longevity and what he's doing now, it has to count for something.
So let me ask you this:
That's nobody
where
wants
would you,
to impact.
where?
That's not
Okay, let me
subjective.
ask you this: where do you rank LeBron in the Laker
Hold on,
hierarchy?
hold on. Steph has not had more impact than Jordan. Ain't nobody wearing no goddamn uh
Why are you
Ain't nobody
arguing
wearing no
against?
Steph Curry shoes, nigga.
yeah, no,
Not
Steph
the
has
Steph
not had
threes.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not.
no,
No,
no.
no,
He
no.
has
Okay.
changed the way people play the games and not for the better.
Yeah,
One,
no, he changed the shooting. I'd say shooting. He
yeah,
changed
because
the game. Yes.
everybody think they can shoot like Curry and they can't, so
Everybody
now
think they can
it looks
shoot.
like
Yeah, but
trash.
no,
Yeah, not a game like
no.
trash. Magic, Kareem, Bird, Wilt, LeBron. I'm not mad at that top five. That's popularity, bro. No, that's not just popularity. It's literally impact. Like if Steph had the impact that Jordan had, more people would be wearing Steph Curry shoes. Like that's period. If we talking about actual impact.
And it's only like less kids that's wearing Curry shoes. Ain't no grown ass man wearing Curry shoes. I
Yeah,
haven't seen it.
yeah, I
So
don't see.
the shoes ain't what put him over top. I'm talking about impact. I'm talking for me, what puts Jordan over the top is his finals appearances, his championship wins, the fact that I feel like he won more championships with less than LeBron.
His approach to the game, killer
Mhm.
attitude,
I
and
feel like
assassin.
Mhm.
I feel like if Jordan had Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, he wouldn't have lost two finals. I feel like
Facts.
if Kobe would have had a team with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, he wouldn't have lost two finals. So that's what I'm talking about, Jim. I'm talking about gameplay. I feel like, and that's why one of the reasons I have Kobe over LeBron is because I feel like Kobe won with less than Kobe won with less than LeBron lost with.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
And since you like to, and since y'all want to, like, cap or be pro LeBron, explain to me why LeBron, Bosh, and Wade lost to Dirt.
Magic, Cap, Kobe, Jordan, LeBron. That's a good one. On the court, bro. What are you talking about? I don't think he's had more. I don't think Steph has had more impact on the court than Jordan has. I think he had more impact recently. He's had the most impact recently as a player. But if you look overall with players who want to play like Jordan, players who still look up to Jordan, I think it's not even close. Jordan played and won titles with four Hall of Famers. Who are the four Hall of Famers?
Are we counting Phil Jackson as a coach, Pippen, and Rodman, and Jordan himself? That's four.
Who the four?
So
Who the four?
Spo wasn't a good coach.
Uh,
Tyler
name
wasn't a good
name the
coach.
time Chris and LeBron lost to. Dirk also had Marion Kidd, Jason Terry, Tyson Chandler.
You
That's the
had an aged Marion, an aged kid.
yeah. They was old. Rodman, Pippen, and Kukoc.
Yeah, that averaged, like, out of those
Okay,
three,
so
Pippen averaged 16 points.
bro, if you
He
talk
was the
about
highest.
Robert Parrish was 50 years old, Jim. If you don't get out of here, Robert Parrish was 50 years old. I'm talking about like LeBron played with all them All Stars and they prime, dog. And he had way more All Stars than Rodman, way more Hall of Famers than Rodman, Pippen, and Kukoc. Like, let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it a buck. Like I said, again, Marion was still a double guy, but he's not a guy that should beat LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not. I would. You're not helping your case saying he lost because they had Marion. If you saying he, if you saying he's the GOAT, and you be like, but they had Marion, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. But I don't know. So for me, Mars, like I said, he's probably never gonna be above Kobe, Jordan, and
Hmm.
Cap for me because
Okay,
Cap was one of the ultimate winners. But
so
I
here's
did.
uh,
Yeah, Wade is better than Pippen. What are you talking about? Is Bosh better than Pippen? No, but he had
hell,
Wade on the team as well. But Bosh is better than Kukoc. Bosh is better than any center that he had.
and Pippins wasn't a scorer.
Well, I just think Pippen was the perfect co-star for Jordan because we saw what Pippen did without Jordan. Like we
Right.
actually got a chance to see what Pippen could do without Jordan. So
Now, back to the question at hand. So, okay, I got your point.
uh
Now, we can agree that Luca will win at least 2 championships with the Lakers.
oh, absolutely. Is Bosch better than Rodman? Yes. Rodman was a great defensive player and he was a specialist. But an
Right.
all-around player, yeah, Bosch was a better player. Bosch was a better offensive player, and yeah, I think Bosch was better than Rodman.
Assuming Luca gets those 2 rings, where then would you rank him in the hierarchy?
Who, Luka?
Considering how young he is, 25, and a projection of what he will be.
I don't know. I think. Let's see. Is Bosch better than Dirk? No, Bosch is not better than Dirk. No, I don't think Bosch is better than Dirk. But you comparing the number 3 to the number 1. You see what you're doing there? You comparing like LeBron's number 3 player to Dallas's number 1. It's not even comparison. I don't know where Luka would be, and luckily because us Laker fans, we kind of spoiled because there's a lot of mountains he got to climb to be in that hierarchy. You know what I mean? But
As a Laker fan, yes.
yeah, but I do feel like he's for sure going to cement his legacy here. Like I know it's been a small sample size, but from what I've seen since he's been here, he's something special. He's something we haven't seen in a long time. And I think because he's so young, he's going to have a Magic Johnson-esque career because he has a chance to be here as a Laker for that long. And I don't think the Lakers letting him go nowhere.
Right. And here's the thing. And this is where I will now separate the two. With you having LeBron, you were not able to attract stars to come to the Lakers. With you having Luka as a young star, there are players that are going to want to come to the Lakers.
Yeah.
So you're going to have 2 now distinct histories. You're going to have LeBron's history with the Lakers compared to Luka's history with the Lakers. And Luka's history with the Lakers will surpass LeBron's history with the Lakers.
Oh, for sure. Like, I think even if he wins, because I feel like he might win one with LeBron, and I think he'll probably win 2 without, right? Like maybe 2 or 3 without LeBron. But I think if he wins one with LeBron and a couple without, without him, I think that will help solidify him to be like. All he got to do is win 2 here to be above LeBron as a Laker. I think, in my opinion.
Jesus Christ! He just got to the fucking team. Like,
how many stars did Luka bring to Dallas? Well, playing in Dallas and playing in LA is 2 different things, though. Like playing with a star in Dallas and playing with a star in LA is 2 different things.
Plus, they were capped.
Well, I just think, I mean, he had Kyrie kind of play with him. He did get to play with Dirk in the beginning. I'm not saying he bought Dirk there, of course, but like I think Luka did have a good run of free agents that went to Dallas, but I think he'll have a better crop of free agents because you hear so many players. One thing I love about watching these podcasts with players, you have so many players saying like, I wasn't going there because I didn't like the weather. I wasn't going there because you know what I mean? But like people who want to come to LA, now they have a reason, I think, to come to LA to play with Luka. I do think more younger stars will want to come play with Luka just so they probably feel like they have a better chance they would with an agent. Even though LeBron's playing great, I think a lot of players really feel like, playing with an Asian LeBron is not going to be my best bet to get a championship. But I think they feel like, playing with Luka, I could actually win the chip.
I still think that LeBron being on that team is a problem. And come the playoffs, I think it's going to expose.
Hell no, I don't think so. Let me tell you why. Because we got historical context. People always act like LeBron won't get off that ball, and that's a lie. One, whenever LeBron has a closer, because LeBron don't like to close. Do we all agree there? Like LeBron don't like the ball in the very end of the game.
Yeah, you don't like that pressure.
Yeah. But
he only shoot if he has to. He had no choice.
LeBron is at his best when he has a closer. When he had Kyrie,
when he passes to the closer,
championship.
He doesn't take hold of the opportunity. He passes it.
But do you remember Rondo when we had Rondo, LeBron got up off that ball for Rondo. And that's how we won the 2020. You know what I'm saying? Because Rondo was actually running point, and LeBron got the playoff ball. Luka is a better version of Rondo in regards to facilitating and playing with LeBron side by side. Not saying he's a better point guard than Rondo, because Rondo to me is one of the point guards. But playing, like, if you watch these games, he has no problem deferring Luka in the fourth quarter, and he has no problem deferring to him in the fourth quarter, and he's opened up LeBron's game. Now LeBron's getting easy buckets. He gets to go downhill. He gets open. He's getting wide open shots. Like Luka getting everybody wide open shots. You know what I mean? That's why I think LeBron on his team is not a problem, because LeBron has no problem deferring and no problem playing off the ball, and they actually been playing really well together, and they haven't even all the way built their chemistry up. Jim said you just don't like LeBron. Jim says game winners than anyone, yet he runs from that moment. Taking more and made more. Facts matter. They do, but he has not made one game winner as a Laker. Like, not one. He has not made one as a Laker. So context matters. The issue has been LBG taking a majority salary cap. If he takes left this offseason, watch out. You may get Kyrie, AD, or both.
Did you realize Kyrie got a torn ACL?
That's the game where this went top. I wasn't saying that taking the last shot means, like, I think you're taking what I'm saying wrong. I'm saying I know LeBron, like, if y'all watch LeBron likes to take the shot when it's to tie the game, but he doesn't like to take the shot when it's to win the game, right? And this is for me watching him since he's been a Laker. Like, if it's to tie the game, he don't care about taking that last shot. When it's to win the game, he likes to defer. I don't disagree with you there. He said niggas 175 years old in a Lakers uniform. He shouldn't have to be the best player on the team. I agree. I've actually said on our Lakers show, as long as LeBron is the best player on our team, we're not gonna win the championship. But I'm just saying that to say I think he works well. Luka is the perfect complement for him, and that's why they've been playing so well. Like, he's the kind of player, like I said, it's like Rondo-esque. He'll get up off that ball for somebody who can make plays and pass like him. But y'all know we could argue about this nigga LeBron all night. I just want to see how y'all felt.
Yeah, invite me to the next Laker talk.
I will. Jim not gonna let this go. He also ain't a Kobe fan, so we have that as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ, he ain't a Laker fan then.
He ain't no Kobe fan?
Many teammates is how you win titles. That's what I don't think I'm disagreeing with you, Jim. Like I said, I think you probably disagree with my reasons for why they work well together. But like I said, watching him in a Laker uniform, because I didn't watch him that much in Cleveland. I didn't watch him a lot. Like, I watched him in the playoffs and stuff. But being able to watch him every night as a Laker, you get to watch his habits. You get to watch how he moves. You get to watch how he plays. You get to watch where he likes the ball. You get to watch when he likes to take a shot. So I'm just speaking on my experiences watching him as a Laker fan. And I agree, having good complementary teammates. That's why I feel like I thought this team wasn't going to gel till next year. Like, next year we're going to get a center. They're going to get time to build chemistry. But they built chemistry hella fast, y'all. Like, if y'all haven't noticed, we went from number 5 at All-Star break. We are number 2.
Yeah.
Lakers are number 2. And beating good teams. And the last 3 losses we had were the terrible teams, which is like us playing down the competition. You know what I'm saying? Why should I be a Kobe fan? A nigga tried to lead the Lakers twice in his career. He wasn't loyal. He just didn't have the power to leave. Well,
so,
he tried
to bring his ships.
Wait, hold on. He tried to leave when they gave him Smush Parker and Chris Mims.
He literally carried the team for 20 years straight.
Yeah, he played 20 years. I can't say he's not loyal when he played there for 20 years, because in that 20 years
straight,
he had more than 2 chances to leave. All right. Thank everybody for joining Wild Thoughts. Thank you again. We got Wild Bunch Karaoke coming. Make sure y'all check it out. March 27th. It's gonna be on all of our pages. Want y'all to come, have some fun, have some good drink, we got some really good food coming up for that too. And everything's gonna be like hella cheap, man. It's like a cheap Thursday night. You could come, you can get in for $10, $10 drinks, $10 food. Where else can you go and have a great night for $30 and be full, drinking, and get, but people would man left when you had shit players. All right, so we'll see you next time. Hey, everybody.
I love y'all.
All right, y'all. Until next time.
Prayers up for Naomi.
Stop the world, let me off. I don't like this destination. I like a transfer to the express line. I gotta get off. Electric slide to the devil doors of life. Things are changing and it ain't the way I like. On the replay, wish I could get a replay. Don't mean to hold ya, but I wanna do over. Gas up the ship, shoot me a text and let me know when it is time. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. One star, would not recommend